reverse, turn backwards. So know this, I was sent here to tell you guys that my father, that would be Asar, is really upset about your lies and your deceit and your misleading of the masses and the overall genocide and neglect must be addressed. So get prepared. Get out of those centers while you have a chance. Take my word on that. Now I'm going to go on because I know there's some people out there that's wise enough to know that there must be some new education administered. And I am here to do that. I hope my state of personality differentiation does not bother you. I'm kind of psycho, but it's fun for me. So please, let me enjoy myself. Shut your ass up and pay attention. So I won't have to say, whoopee, I'm waiting to make your children smoke crack. You don't have to send me. I'll just volunteer because I cut like that. Believe that. I like to do shit. I can't help it. I just can't. Great. Okay. As the great God did not create sardines, nor place them in the sea, like so, the Creator did not create Negroes. The Creator did not create Indians. The Creator did not create Chicanos. The Creator did not create blacks. The Creator did not create white folks. The Creator did not create Latinos. And the Creator did not create colored people or African Americans, nor place them on the earth. The many Moorish nationalities in today's Western Hemisphere are a caucus of nations. I mean, a dead body, like I always say. We're all dead. Nations, tribes, and countries of the ancient Moorish Empire of northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Direct descendants of Old Man Ham. All members of the human family are indigenous to the earth by divine origin. These West Africans did not become Negro, blacks, and colored people until the advent of slavery in the Americas and associated slave-breaking islands in the Atlantic. As a paradigm, sardines and Negroes are evil brand names and labels placed upon deities captured in garbs of flesh, which would otherwise be autonomous in their true state and natural status. Tragically, whereas many seaside countries produce and export sardines from the nationalized fishing industry, the so-called niggas, blacks, and colored people are made only in America. And what that means is this: there's no other country on the earth that can take the privilege of saying we are the ones who started calling these Moors Negroes, blacks, and coloreds. That was an American thing only. It didn't happen nowhere else on this planet except for here in America. And the only people who perpetuate it is the people here in this country who still go by those names, and the preachers who tells us that's what we are. Because we got too many preachers that has read this book, and they know all this knowledge right here that's in this book, but they don't want to tell you about it because that doesn't keep them in the lineup of driving those nice cars and having all the influence and the ego and the money and all that inside, when they know for a fact the horrible stuff they're doing by neglecting to point this awareness of self out to the masses of us melanated people. See, when the universe gave them the charisma and the intelligence that they have, where they could become a pawn for the white man the way they did, it gave that to them so it could bear witness to what they were going to do with the temptation that was threw at them. And they sold all the people out. And they all know it. You might think I'm crazy right now, but if you think I'm so crazy, why won't all you people in the church just ask your preacher and look at his face when you ask him? Say, do you know all that stuff that he's talking about? I mean, is what he's saying true? Oh, don't ask them. You just go online and find out for yourself. Study all the ancient Kemetic teachings, and you will see all of the Jesus stuff that they stole from us was taken right from the ancient Kemetic people. from ancient Egypt. And you can't sit around here and subscribe to a religion that's saturated with evil doings, killings and murders and betrayal and deceit and all that, all through the Bible. All through that, nothing but that. And then just because they tell you that they are God-chosen people and God said they can do it and get away with it, and that's why they beat the fuck out of you. And the only reason why you want to stick with that is because you're too afraid to stand up to them and tell them, you know what, this is bullshit. Okay, I've had it. You're not going to keep walking around here doing all the stuff that you've been doing and telling me that you God and I'm too stupid to see that you blowing smoke on my ass. I'm through with that. And if you don't, come out of that hog pen and you remain in there with those hogs, you're going to get treated just like the hogs. It's just that simple. Now listen to this. Slavery from which they departed. The term black people is a misnomer, identifying a programmed and processed people. In the computer world, a person who learns the greatest of programs are limited to the capacity of the computer's memory. Mental slavery is when the soul or thinking faculties of man that consist of divine gifts of thinking, reasoning, willing, understanding, and remembrance has been traumatized into an unnatural state to function centripetally against its true God self. What that means is standing out on the corner, shooting those guns, selling crack, pimping your women, drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, having sex with other men, killing people, robbing people, slicing people's throat. All right, downrating your woman, calling her a bitch, a slut, which is the worst crimes of all, because the God man wouldn't do that. I know sometimes I could bug out and do that stupid stuff, but like I said, it's only because I'm growing too, and I know I'm not incapable of making these same freaking crimes and committing them that I'm always trying to warn everybody else to be careful about not doing. You know, but I work hard at it. But it's really rough not to get upset at some of the women in your whole world that you see is a contributing cause to the decadence, because their lack of knowledge of self is where they can't give it to their sons now. And since you can't teach it to your sons, he's out there on the corner sagging with a gat. And then I'm sitting here trying to tell you the main reason for that is because you still are worshiping the white man, and you still want to stand there and do that. So it's hard for me not to look at you as the dumb bee that I see when I see you wasting all your effort to chase what you know is phony, but you like the lure and all of the materialism and all of the other stuff that come with that you think nobody know about. But if it wasn't for all those frills and all that stuff on the side, the hair, the nails that's sneaking around, all that shit is because of what this book is saying. It's got the God man doing stuff he's the only one doing. Since the God man is doing it, the God woman is doing it. See, if we had our stuff tight, your stuff would be tight, because you would be getting your information from a God man, and a true God man ain't gonna want to see his woman smoking crack, eating meat, spending too much time and all trying to make yourself more beautiful than God made you. I mean, you can see Erykah Badu with no hair on at all. She's still fine like never before. So we don't need people around us to try to convince us that our true identity of self comes from his cosmetics. Whether it's the big car with the rims or the gats with the sagging pants, all that stuff is nothing but tools of Satan to make us become deer legs and people that fit into this holographic world that he made, because he destroyed our natural, beautiful world that the universe gave us and created his hellhole. So when you want to know where hell is living in his buildings that's not regenerating themselves. Nothing's regenerating. Even the women smoking cigarettes, you know, and you can look at her and see when she inhaled that shit, that smoke is going down into her lungs. And so if she have a baby, the baby gonna be smelling all that. She probably won't stop smoking while she's pregnant, because it's such a freaking hard to kick habit. You know what I mean? It's just so much decadence. And it's all because of what it said right here. It says, let me read it again. It says, when the soul or thinking faculties of man that consist of divine gifts of thinking, reasoning, willing, understanding, and remembrance has been traumatized into an unnatural state to function centripetally against its true God self. Everything that you otherwise could utilize to sustain yourself has been eradicated, and the person that's taking it all is standing there telling you, in order for you to attain any type of achievement on this planet, You gotta be a faggot. You gotta be a buffoon. You gotta sell crack. You gotta help me pollute the water. You gotta help me pollute the air. You gotta turn your woman over to me. Bend over, boy. Let me put my fingers. All that. All this decadence is what they're talking about. We all got to be a part of that to live in this fabricated, holographic world that this devil who want to be God has built. Okay? So we got to wake up. We got to make sure that we don't even have children in this world. If you're not willing to change this world and have a better for the Pope, the other day I heard him ask him out. He's looking for a set. I wasn't looking for a set. He just liked to stir stuff up. I don't need to look for a set. When it's time for me and her to get together, that'll happen. But what I'm saying is this. Nobody should be out here trying to make no children in this world today. Your children will become nothing but tools of the devil. You know, we're not raising, let's face it, we are not raising any children that's growing up divine these days. They all walking around with their pants sagging. They disrespect all that because this man has destroyed this planet. All right, and he's the devil. He's very evil, and everything is rotten and decayed. Okay, and he's working on the women so bad. And I mean, that's so beautiful. And the universe put so much work into making these wonderful entities of light. And then this bastard come along and fill their heads with all this garbage. And then he had the nerves, all of them out there when they see me attacking them and showing them how freaking virusy they are, you know, and how toxic they are. And I can show them the graves, and I can show them the poison in the neighborhoods. I can show them the deprivation that it caused. And I can prove to them that they've murdered and genocide all over the planet. And then they still want to hang behind their Jesus and try to say that I'm a devil because I don't read their hateful ass Bible that tell them they got a right to kill everybody, don't breed with them, utterly destroy them. And this book doesn't say anything like that to me. You know what it says to me? It says, in light of all the things that that devil has done to you, do not let your heart become hard toward him, like his heart is hard toward himself and everyone else. Don't become him. It's the main thing this book is saying to me. Always remain divine. That's real hard for me because I'll cut you out in a minute, and a lot of people think I'm the devil because I smoke weed. Well, like I said to you, you go ahead and eat 18 pills a day. I know that's what that white man convinced all y'all is suitable, and you don't understand. Those are nothing but chemicals. And you got the nerve to tell me I'm doing something wrong with my body when marijuana is all natural from the ground. But you taking all these pills, 18 pills a day. All right, you don't stop to think that you just being a guinea pig, that somebody's making money. Listen, the universe has not made a body that needs to take 18 pills a day. That's ridiculous. Trust me on that. Someone is just making a fool of you. I hate to tell you, but you know, someone has saw you coming, and your liver is probably going to stop working real soon because you're eating too many pills every day. If you're eating 18 pills a day, that's 54 pills every 3 days. That's 108 pills every 6 days. And that's 163 pills a week, which comes out to 332 pills every, wait a minute, I got lost. About 332 every 2 weeks, which comes out to 724 pills a month. Imagine that. And you don't think that you have a drug problem? Mm-hmm. Now, is there just a tad bit chance that someone had sold you drugs? I think you could use a UA just so we can be sure that there's not something in those pills that's addicting or prone to cause heart attack or stroke or diabetes or something that they told you you already had. Because if your doctor is so damn stupid that he's got to give you 17 pills to make you stay healthy, you should fire his ass. Because it seemed to me like he might be selling you drugs.